Good evening, everybody coming in. Good day, good evening. I'm just going to let some more people come in. This is a late night live for me. It's 10 o'clock in the evening in Cyprus. We're just getting started, and it'll be interesting to see who turns up for the live. It's at a different time. Maybe some different people will come. Who knows? I don't know, but welcome. Welcome, everybody. Let's just get a couple of comments up on the screen whilst we're waiting. Always interesting to see what people have to say. And Angela has this comment, which is quite interesting. Welcome, everyone. Please tell me where you're from, as always. Whereabouts in the world are you joining us this evening? Would be good. And Angela says, watching someone from YouTube, they had an Etsy store for 3 years doing digital and print on demand. In 2025, they generated $147,000 of revenue and their profit was $32,000. Does this seem normal for profit level to you? The answer is it depends. It depends how much of that revenue came from digital and how much came from POD. I would say that a decent amount of revenue would have come from digital to make that profit. It sounds about right. Again, I don't know. I don't know the store and the ratios of the products. It could be okay. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Don't know what that means. Please don't listen to that. No, it's not. I nearly fell for that. It's so easy to. Not sure. Tell me what that's all about. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Cornelia. Good day to you from Oregon. Welcome. 28 people here. Someone from Poland. Welcome to you. And Jennifer from Germany. Love seeing where you're all from. Quite a lot of European countries coming through more recently. Used to be a lot of America, but now quite a lot of European countries as well. The no dig allotment, that's my favorite YouTube tag. I love it. Absolutely love it. Greetings from West Yorkshire. Yes, good evening to you. And it's a later one, isn't it? So it's 8 o'clock for you in England, a little bit later. Just seeing, is it the same group of people that come to the live, or will some new people come because it's a little bit later? Still not digging. Yeah, it's getting warmer though, right? It's got to be getting towards that time. Wonderful to have you here. Lee says, we are listening from Cornwall. Love your content. Lee, thank you ever so much for being here. Thank you for mentioning that you like what I do. It's always good to know that I'm along the right lines. And giving you guys, content and information that's helpful and entertaining. Thank you. Sue, welcome to Sue. Sue has just joined my academy. Welcome to you. Thank you for being here, Sue. I appreciate it. Lots of people coming in now. I think we're up to 30. I wonder how many we're going to get in today. Elaine from Northern Ireland, hello to you. Heart and Head from the UK, welcome. Pezzy says, I thought they meant those gurus telling you sell this and you can make all this money. Put your glasses on, Penelope. Yeah, a lot of people say a lot of stuff on YouTube that just simply isn't true. And something actually I will mention here, and I'm not going to mention any names of YouTubers, but suffice to say that I pick up the pieces from the fallout from Etsy sellers that spend a lot of money with people on YouTube. So we're talking courses and Facebook groups that are several $1,000s, coaching that doesn't go anywhere, again, several $1,000s, and then they end up coming to me after they've been with these people, not knowing what to do, lost a lot of money, and then I have to, put them on the straight and narrow and get them selling and get their confidence back. I have people in tears. There's a few YouTubers that have come to me after they've been to these people in tears because they just don't know what to do. But yes, try to listen to me if you can, because I do know what I'm talking about. And you won't go far wrong. Onyx Hardcore from England, welcome to you. Onyx on Hardcore, I don't know. I'm not quite sure there. Heggy from Denmark, welcome. Julian, yes, Julian, you are a student in my academy. You are indeed, and you're in Pennsylvania. Welcome to you. Good day. I hope you're having a good day. Lee, welcome to you. And shall we get into some questions? It's quite an intimate one tonight. There's only 37 people here. I will say, if you've got anyone you'd like to invite, Facebook group, WhatsApp group, TikTok, IG, whatever. Invite them, send them the link. It'll be good to have them here. But it will be, well, we're over 40 now, so it's almost getting a little bit busy. But it means I can get to lots of questions and they don't get too far ahead. So let's have a look what we've got here. So Mizuki, welcome, says, what if a digital products niche has only one product and that only product has few sales, which I assume because it had reviews? Is it worth trying? I'm presuming you mean literally there's only one product, right, in this digital niche area, and it's got a few sales. Is it worth trying? So if you really think there's only one product and it's only had a few sales, depending on how long the product has been in the marketplace, dictates whether it's worth trying or not. I would say probably not. It would, you would need to see a lot more in terms of performance than that. I can also tell you from experience, if you have a product that goes into the market where there's only one and there is demand for it, they fly off the shelves. Literally, you'll be making double-digit sales in days because no one's tapped the demand, and the listing will become a bestseller definitely within 2 weeks, but usually quicker than that. So from what you're telling me, maybe not. Watch from the window from Wollongong, Australia. Welcome. We don't get many people from Australia. Welcome to you, and welcome everyone tonight. Good to have you in my late night live on a Tuesday night. Good to have everyone here. Marissa from Livingston, Texas. Wonderful to have you here. Angela, thanks for answering my question. No problem at all. That's what we're here for. Question and answer. Bit of chat, bit of Etsy chat, maybe some other chat. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Greetings from Florida. Yes, lovely to have you here. Let's see what this question is, shall we? This looks interesting. I have 40 designs with 2 variants and optional personalization. Okay, should I create multiple listings per product targeting different intents, or keep one listing per product? So again, I've given the answer to this many times. It depends on what your total listing volume is going to be. So if you know you're going to get to 100 listings, 150, 200, 250, and grow, then you want your variants inside the listing because you've got many ways to sell, right? But if you're struggling to grow, then you would probably separate them out. But you only do that as a last resort. Really, you really don't want to do that. You want variants inside the listing and then grow with different designs. Guys, I'm going to give you all a golden piece of advice. Every single one of you, the 44 that are in here tonight, please listen to this. You will hear lots of people on YouTube talking about Etsy and saying, duplicate your designs across your listings, right? So you might have a flower design and one of them will be pink, then you do a blue one, then you do a brown one, and a green one, and they say it's because to find out what the customers want. Actually, this is terrible, terrible advice because you're just diluting the original design across other products, and it weakens the value proposition. What is the value to the customer? You repeat that 5 times, you've just lost your value. And I see stores every week coming to me for discovery calls, and they're all doing it because they're being told on YouTube that it's a good idea, but it's a terrible idea. Literally, it means low conversion, no sales. So check your listings and see if you're duplicating designs, and try not to do it. But yes, I hope that answered your question. I kind of went off on a tangent there, didn't I? So off of that question, they've said this: I'm worried about data splitting versus reach. What's best for scaling efficiently? What's best is having a listing plan that gets you to a decent size of store, and it depends on what niche you're in that dictates that. But generally speaking, absolute minimum of 100 listings. If it's digital POD, you need to be getting into the 300s, the 400s. Scaling efficiently comes down to design work. I presume you're talking about designs and how quickly you can get those designs out, and whether how big a part maybe AI plays in the design base. Obviously, you've got to design and try and make things yourself. AI you shouldn't use on its own. Yeah, it's being consistent with your listing. So if you go with volume and variance inside the listing, just stick to it and go for volume. When I talk about getting to 100 listings, that's just a minimum. It's just something that people can aim for and usually produces results if the designs and or products are good. Yeah, you've got to have a process. You've got to have a function for your designs and be able to, knock out lots of designs, because for every one succeeds, you get 20 to 40 that fail. That's the problem that you face. Most sellers that I know that are doing really, really well have a mixture of AI and someone working on designs full time. I've got a seller that does 200 orders a day on Etsy selling digital, and they have someone working with them because it's so hard to constantly bring in quality new designs. Ruth, hello from Glenview, Illinois, I presume. I'm taking a bit of a guess there, Ruth, but I hope that's right. Josie from Croatia, welcome to you. And Hook and String from New Jersey. Get your questions in, guys. And I haven't said it yet. We're almost over 10 minutes into the live. Whilst this live is on, remember the 7-day free trial for my academy and a copy. You get a free copy of my best-selling Etsy seller handbook when you join the academy. QR code's up there. If you want to join, just scan it with your camera on your phone. Takes you to the book-in page. It's free for 7 days. There's a video when you get to that page that explains everything. If you want to learn with me and you've wanted to work with me, this is the best time to join my academy because the 7-day free trial is on. It's a wonderful place to learn. We've got a lovely group of students. There's a team of 3 of us in there, making sure it all runs smoothly and there's no argy-bargy and everyone has a good time. Most important of all, you get to learn the 12-point audit system that I've been teaching for 10 years and have made thousands and thousands of sellers a lot of money, and you will be part of that system. And I urge you to join it while the trial's on. It's a no-brainer. Try it for 7 days. If you don't like it, you can leave. If you like it, stay and be part of a wonderful community. I'm helping loads of students build their stores. And I'm sure someone in this live is already in the academy and will pipe up and say, yes, it's a really good thing to do. So the URL's there. Just go there on your browser, open a new browser window while you're watching this live, scan the QR code. Either of those will take you straight to the academy so you can sign up. And it would be good to see you there. Really good to see you there. Now is the time. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to some more comments, shall we? Let's see what's going on. Countess Cornelia, speaking of Guru's advice, recently I heard them start to say that one listing a day does nothing for your shop, and it's a myth that having more listings helped with visibility. Well, the thing is, Countess, the first point is a lot of people don't like me on YouTube. They just don't like me because I don't sit very well with what they want you to believe and what they want to teach you. And the point is that visibility, of course, comes from listings, and the bigger your store gets, generally, all things being equal, the more visibility you will have. And you don't need to take my word for that. You can check, go and find stores with, let's, set a benchmark, say 50,000 sales. Go and look at the store size. They're hardly ever small. They're usually over 100 items, often way beyond that, It absolutely does help. Of course it does. Etsy responds to movement in your store. And the more movement there is, the more times Etsy has to come and index listings, the more action. Etsy, I believe, has a heat map of your store. It just knows what's going on all the time. If your heat map is cold, if there's nothing popping off, no signals, no sales, Etsy's not interested in you. But if you've got an active heat map with lots going on, sales and listings and reviews, Etsy's very interested in you. And that bears out with all the work I do. So yeah, people oppose me with everything. Everybody on YouTube opposes me about social media. They hate me for saying that, but it's true. Social media just doesn't do your store any favors at all and causes all sorts of problems. Let's see. Edgy World. Hi, Nick. I've been watching your live sessions again. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone. Look, it's quite a quiet one tonight. 52 people in. Lovely. Thank you to everyone for being here. I really appreciate you all. Every single one of you in this live, every single comment you make, every single video you watch. I really appreciate it. You've been watching my lives, good, and followed your SEO in 10 minutes. Yep. Since then, my traffic has increased from 130 to 190 so far this month, with 6 days still remaining. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. If there's one video I recommend to everyone to watch, it's the SEO in 10 minutes series. Just watch the new one. It just works. If you just look in the comments, you'll just see everybody says it works. And that's with good reason. Because number one, I don't listen to Etsy because I don't know what they're talking about when it comes to SEO. And number two, we just use a solid basic strategy to fully describe your listings in that SEO video. Try it. Yeah, lots of people have done it and had really good results. Here's one. Here's a great question from Andreas. This is the ultimate "it depends" question. Okay. For example, a store that should offer free shipping or at least test it is a supply store. So if you're a supply store and you sell supplies for other people to make things in their store or in their business, definitely offer free shipping because you'll make more sales. They'll order more components from you. But if you sell wall art or pillows or, whatever, kitchen decor, maybe not. Usually there's not much difference between free shipping or not for most stores, not all. And the answer is test it. And you have to test it for a decent amount of time. That's why I say it depends. I can't categorically answer it one way or another, but test it for a month. Month free shipping, a month item price plus shipping. Compare the two. And if you want to do these tests like this, best time to do it is June, July, and August, because that's when the traffic is stable. It's low, but it's stable, so you get good results between the months. Always good to do testing in June, July, and August because the traffic is fairly even. Okay, what else have we got? Mizuki, another question from Mizuki. Is it okay to make same digital product that you already made and it got a few sales with a different design? This is what I was saying earlier. No, don't do that. Really try not to dilute something that works. Guys, it's hard enough to get a listing that sells well, right? So let's say you're making 5 sales a day on something. That's not massive, but it's decent. Don't dilute. Don't twist that design into other designs with that's close but not the same. Try not to do that. And I think I've mentioned this before on my YouTube videos. Treat every listing like a business. Write that down, guys. Please write that down. Treat every listing like a business. Every single listing is its own business. Just think of it like that. Would you do that? Would you do that? Would you just duplicate? Or would you be different on every one? Would you go for something unique? Add that value into each business. And that's how you need to treat the listings. Always have that distance between each thing. You might have 30 listings in a section, right? Like dogs or, I don't know, animals or whatever. But when you go into that section, every single listing's got to be different. You've got to see value and difference in value across all your listings. Okay, let's have a look. Sue, what's Sue saying here? How important is alt text for listing pics? As far as Etsy goes, not at all. Not at all. It doesn't have any bearing on anything inside Etsy. For search engines, it can do. So search engines use alt text to understand images and know what they are. It can do. I really wouldn't spend any time worrying or thinking about it, Sue, to be honest. 15 pics plus for each of the 40 listings created. Haven't added any alt text so far. Up to you, Sue. I would actually say no, don't do it if you're new and growing, because what you don't want, and again, I know I'm the only person saying this and you won't hear this from anyone else but me, but if you get lots of external traffic because search engines identify what the image is, and let's just say dozens and dozens of people came into your store to look at the listing, that's external traffic coming in. It's low converting. Hardly anyone will purchase off that traffic. It creates visibility issues. I would say no. I would say no. If you're an established store and you're making lots of sales, it doesn't really matter. But if you're new and growing, don't add alt text. I think I've mentioned this on YouTube before. Golden tip for new and growing stores. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't want search engines cataloging, knowing what your products are in the early days, because if you get a flood of traffic, it will just crater, and I do mean crater or tank your conversion rate. Steer well clear is my advice. And I know I'm the only person that's going to say that. And I know some of you will think I'm crazy, but I say this with deep experience. And I've personally seen how bad external traffic is for Etsy stores. It just destroys conversion rate. Gloria, yes, welcome. Gloria is a student in my academy. I've known Gloria for a long time. Welcome this evening, Gloria. Yes. Let's have a look. What's Lee saying here? We started selling pictures on Etsy 6 months ago. Okay, 6 months, yep. Bit of time then. And we had one item that was selling well, consistent sales, yep. Then all of a sudden, overnight, nothing. We changed nothing. Is this normal? No. It's not normal to go from decent numbers of sales to nothing if you really mean nothing. So what I'm saying here is, let's just say you were getting 6, 7, 5, 8 sales a day, and then you woke up to 0 and it didn't go back. No, that's highly, highly unusual and abnormal. If you meant we were getting a sale a day, and then it went to nothing, well, that's not a big deal really, because there wasn't much going on, and another listing may have come in and just taken those sales. And if you've only got one sale to back yourself up on that listing, yeah, that will happen. But if you were making multiple sales per day and it went to 0, that's highly unusual. Yeah, definitely unusual, that is. And I could only say it was an algorithmic issue that caused that. Etsy does rotate listings in and out of visibility. Who knows? Maybe that was part of it. If you change nothing, then technically it wasn't anything to do with you. Aliana, what digital product do you recommend to start selling? Sell a digital product that has a decent problem solving level, right? And that's for everyone here. That's the best piece of advice. If any of you are in here tonight wanting to start a digital store, have a decent problem solving level in your digital store. Let me be clear about what I mean here. Low level would be clip art. Nowadays, I really don't want to push people into clip art because it's so hard. So many people are doing it. It's a low level. The problem level is low. Yes, there's a need, but there's so many people doing it. But if you do schematics and plans for building something in a digital listing, like a shelf, or a set of shelves, or a bookcase, or something around the home, or anything like that, that's cool. That has a higher level of problem solving and a higher level of complexity as well. So raise that problem solving standard and you will probably do well. I wouldn't get into easy stuff like clip art. There's so many people doing it. Denise, hi to you from Spain. Welcome. Good to have you all here. 58 people. We're kind of flirting with 60. Nice and gentle for me because there's not too many comments. I'm just about keeping up with everyone. And remember, guys, everybody, tonight, as you may or may not know, whilst this live is on, there is the 7-day Academy free trial. QR code is there. And everyone who joins in this live gets a copy of my best-selling The Real Etsy Seller Handbook. Everything Etsy should have told you about running your store, but didn't. It's a wonderful handbook. Everyone that's got a copy says they love it and it's useful. Even seasoned sellers find something in there to enjoy and learn. And as always, during this live, the 7-day Academy free trial is on. If you've been thinking about working with me, you've been sat on the fence, you're not sure, just take the plunge now. It's 7 days free. You can't lose. Join, see if you like it. 85% of people who do join stay because they like it so much. It's a very popular place. Please join. I will teach you how to build and grow your Etsy store. You get feedback on your store, homework. There's a 10.5-hour video course, loads of stuff, live Zoom coaching calls every month. The value is incredible. Honestly, when you're in, you'll see how good it is. Please join. URL is there. Open up another browser window and type that in, or you can use the QR code on your phone camera and sign up whilst watching this live. Would be great to see you in the Academy after this live. Back to the comments. Let's see. Let's have a look. Oh, good questions here. Good questions. Okay, Kim, this is a great one. So Kim says, why do I push videos? I'm doing okay without it. Why do you think video would help? Okay, so Etsy gets a lot wrong about its own platform, but one of the things they got right 6 years ago when they introduced video was they said it increases conversion, and it absolutely does. It bears out. I work with any one time, I'm working with over 100 Etsy stores, over 100. That's why I've got the information that I've got. That's why I've built this level of knowledge, because I've got so much access to so much data. Yeah, videos, they increase conversion because you are moving the customer close to being connected to the product, right? Especially if it's, something with true 3 dimensions. You can do things that are impossible in photography. For example, let's say you have a nice bag, right? You can only do so much with photos, but with video, you can open the bag, you can stretch it, you can move the zip, you can, you give that customer that tactile feedback and value that is impossible in photos. And that is the value of video. You should always do in video what you can't do in photos, as with the bag example. There's only so much you can do. Videos give customers a different way of connecting to the product. And absolutely, if you want to make money, raise your conversion rate. Every listing should have a video. And guys, here's the golden piece of advice about video. It doesn't matter what you sell. When you do a product video for your listings, show the product in use. That's it. Show the product in use. Because think of it as a customer, right? If I'm buying a bag in the video, I don't want to see the bag going around in a light box. That's useless to me. If I'm buying the bag, I want to see you unzip it. I want to see the compartments inside. I want to see how stretchy it is. I want to see a laptop go in there, some books and pens, space for things. You are subconsciously answering my questions and removing barriers to purchase by adding video. That's what video does. It removes questions and barriers to purchase, because remember, everyone, if people are sat in front of your listings asking questions, they're not buying, right? That's what video does. I hope that answers your question, Kim. Let's go here. Vero, is it wrong to offer Instagram templates with the same content and layouts but different colors and aesthetics as separate listings? Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're just diluting the strength of the original listing. So when I work with clients on IG, I work with quite a few clients on Instagram, and I always look to add decent value. So really, really high value products. Every product is unique. It causes design problems, right? Because if you're providing high value, it takes time, anywhere between 3 and 12 hours to do a decent Instagram template. But the value is there. The price is a little bit higher. That's what you've got to do. So yes, you can take a layout. That helps a bit, doesn't it? But then you make completely new content on that layout. So you can use a bit of it, but every listing needs to really be unique. Here's an interesting one. Haven't had this question before from Marjo. What do I think of TV frame art? Honestly, really hard, guys. Really hard. TV frame art is when you have images on your TV, which they're like screensavers. It's really hard work. It's like digital art. You've got to bring something special. I'm working with clients at the moment who do wall art, and you've really got to bring something extra to the table. So what do I think of frame art? For most people, it would be a really hard. There's easier things to do than that. I know it's low barrier to entry and pretty easy to do, but that means everyone does it. We've got to, as sellers, we've got to be better and offer more. What's the angle? What's the way in? What's the value I can give that other people aren't giving? Really hard to do that in TV frame art. Yeah, really tough. Oh, good question. This is a good question from Cornelia. Good questions tonight, Cornelia. Thank you. Really appreciate it. 67 people in. If anyone would like this live, because everyone says the next day, I missed it. Can you just send them a text or a WhatsApp, or if they're in a Facebook group, let people know that I'm live. See if we can get over 70 people. We're close. We're at 68 now. So Cornelia says, my shop drastically increased in sales this week. Okay. From 8 to almost 100. Wow. That is a lot. with one particularly being a bestseller. Yeah, I was going to say there's got to be one or two in there that are doing the damage. Should I put ads on the bestseller? No. Don't touch it. Don't put ads on. Don't touch that bestseller. Just put a cage around it. Just walk away from the keyboard and mouse. No, seriously though, if you put ads on, guess what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Your bestseller, the customers will be looking around. They'll see your bestseller, and right next to it will be the ad. And people don't care. They don't care. They don't even know what the difference is. Some of them will click on the ad. Some of them will click on the bestseller. You're going to siphon traffic away from that bestseller. No, definitely not. Don't touch it. Enjoy. Just enjoy and take the revenue there, Cornelia. I hope that answered your question. Heart and Thread has just joined the free trial. Wonderful. Thank you. Good to have you in the trial, everybody. 7-day free trial and copy of my best-selling Real Etsy Seller Handbook is there for you when you join. Just use the QR code up on there if you want to learn with myself and my team how to build a profitable and successful and well-run Etsy store. I've been doing this longer than anyone. I've worked with more people than anyone. I'm the only consultant with Trustpilot feedback, by the way. Here's the thing. If you want to know who's worth it and who knows what they're talking about, go and see if you can find them on Trustpilot. You can't find any of these YouTubers on Trustpilot. Not a single one. If you want to find me, go to Google, Etsy Consultant, Trustpilot, bang, right there. Have a look. In fact, go and do that now if you want. If you're not sure about me or wondering whether to do the academy, but you're not sure, just read my Trustpilot. I've literally changed people's lives. It's all there on Trustpilot for you to see. Check it out. Thank you, Heart and Thread, for joining. And anyone else that wants to join, use the QR code. Wonderful. Yes. I've never done ads before. Yeah, don't keep away from them for now. Just build organically. You know, your sales have gone up so much. So let's reap the rewards organically. Let's not bring in artificial visibility, right? Which is what ads is. Ads is a separate algorithm, and it is artificial visibility generated by money. You're forcing your listings in front of people. No, just stick with what you're doing. You're doing great, honestly. Really, really good. Okay. Appreciate. Yes, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for being here. Wow, what a name. Look at this. Laser Focus. Hello from Forgotonia, Illinois. I've never heard of that place before. Wow, wonderful, wonderful, intriguing name. Brilliant to have you here. Brilliant to have you here. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Hope everyone's having a good day and a good evening. We're over 70 people here now. Really nice. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's have a look. Okay, what's this? You see, I don't really read these properly. I've got a whole stream of questions, and I literally just have a quick glance and just put it up on the screen. So what do we got here? I work full time. Okay, do Etsy in the evenings. I hope one day I can go full time on Etsy, I presume. I've got 30 listings, 99 sales, revenue is £1,500. Are more listings the only way to get traffic on Etsy? Yeah. If you're doing that revenue, 99 sales off of 30 listings, just keep growing. Keep growing. Etsy's literally telling you, give me more. Give me more. Just keep listing. You would be a great candidate to get to 100. I think you'll make some decent money. I mean, I have no idea what you're selling. No idea. But based on what you've just shown me, yeah, you've got to push way harder and you will make more sales. It's the best way. You see, the traffic is organic. It's there for you free. I mean, I know you pay all your fees and so on, but it's right there. Don't need social media. Don't need ads. Don't need anything. Keep growing. Get to 100 listings is my advice. You'll be a good candidate for that, and I'm sure you'll do well. Jay Linshill, which POD provider do you recommend partnering with? It depends what you want to do, right? It depends what you want to sell, whether you're going to try and do something a little bit different and go on the road less traveled. So try and find, there's lots of POD providers, hundreds now, right? Printful are really reliable. Quality is good. They're not the cheapest, but their support is good and the quality of the products is good. If that's what you're looking for, Printful would probably be a good bet. I'm not affiliated with anyone, by the way. You'll notice, I'm sure you've all noticed, I'm not affiliated with anyone. I'm not promoting anyone. I promote myself, but that's because it's my job. It's my full-time job, and it drives me crazy in YouTube when people say, look at you selling your courses and your academy and your mentoring. And I'm like, yes, it's my job. YouTube is my job. So when people come into YouTube and they're being rude and they're disparaging me and having a go at me for having a job, it's 2026. Yes, YouTube is part of my academy, part of my learning, part of my system. But I don't affiliate with anyone. I mean, I occasionally I recommend things, like when people say, you know, ask about POD, Printful, Gelato. You know, I work with sellers that use them all, but there's disadvantages to all of them in some way or another. But Gelato, Printful, I don't massively get involved myself with POD, but I have clients that work with it. Yeah. Heart and Thread. Oh, this is an interesting question. Thanks, Heart. No one really asks me about this sort of stuff, but thank you for asking. And if anyone's got any questions about, you know, my side of the world, you know, in terms of what I do with consulting, feel free to ask and make a refreshing change. What motivates me to keep teaching people? It's a tough industry. What motivates me is I'm a visionary. So everyone has a skill or set of skills that you either do or don't find out about in your life. And we've got to try and maximize the usage of those skills. So I'm a visionary, which means I'm able to listen to somebody. I'm able to look at their situation. I'm able to look at the store that they've created, and I'm able to see the future path of where they need to be and place them, get them to witness what that looks like, and then build a path for them to get there. It is tough, very tough. But if you're a visionary or you have very good analytical skills or a combination of both, you know, and depth of experience, you'll always do well. And it's taken me a long time to get to this position. It's, you know, it's 10 years now. But the motivation is the reward. I love the reward. I love teaching. I love seeing things work. I love seeing stores progress, you know, the beginning, the middle, the end, the growth. You know, I had a client, I've mentioned this before, came to me last year with a food store, was making half a sale a day, maybe one sale a day occasionally. We closed out November at $55,000 in revenue. It was insane. That is the reward. Taking a family business that's on its knees and absolutely smashing it and just wiping the floor with the competition and giving them a wonderful Christmas and a rejuvenated business. The reward is huge for things like that. That's the motivation, seeing people succeed and people letting me know, look, Nick, you've made a difference to my life. You've really helped me. So that is the motivation, yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, Pezzy's talking about free shipping, mainly done free shipping, and then did paid postage when Etsy did their postage thing. And my sales plummeted. Okay, yeah, cool. And now you're back to free shipping. Yeah, if that works for you, keep doing it. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, time is starting to run a little bit short. We've still got a bit of time, 25 minutes, something like that. Please join my academy if you've been thinking about it. The QR code is up there. The URL is down there. This is my private group learning environment. If you've thought about working with me, now's the time to join my academy. It's a 7-day free trial. You can't lose. It's free. Really is free for 7 days. You get to see what it's all about. You get to meet myself and the team, find out if it's for you. And whilst this live's on, you get a free copy of my best-selling Real Etsy Seller Handbook, Everything Etsy Should Have Told You but Didn't. It's a wonderful book, loads of insightful information, some funny stuff in there as well. And it's just 10 years of experience and all condensed into a handbook. And you know, when people say, oh, you don't need to talk to anyone, people like Nick, because everything is in the seller handbook. And I say, you're joking, aren't you? This Etsy seller handbook is dreadful. It's not even a handbook. It's a sprawling monstrosity over about 40 web pages. Horrible. How anyone learns anything from that, I'll never know. Anyway, you can grab a copy of this handbook, which will teach you stuff, and join my academy on that address below, or the QR code up there. Will be great to see you in there. Let's get back to some more comments and see what's going on. Loads of comments coming in. I'm not too far behind today. I think I'm about 10 minutes behind. Usually it's 20. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I've got to go back up the list a little bit. Okay, Jennifer, interesting question. This is something that affects lots of people. It takes me a long time to develop new listings, Jennifer says. Should I make sure to list consistently weekly or 2 weekly, or is it okay to list sometimes 3 days and sometimes 14 days later? This affects so many sellers. The answer here, Jennifer, and anyone who's interested, is list at whatever level you can to create consistency. That's what you need to do. So if it's once a week, it's once a week, and do it consistently. If it's once every 2 weeks, do it consistently. Don't block or bunch listings. That's the worst thing you can do. Just be gentle, be consistent. That's the way forward here. Yeah. Interesting question here from Retha Engels. I'll go for Retha Engels there. I'm not sure if I've got that right. I don't know. Hope so. Hi, what influence does the war have on Etsy sales? I'm sure it's having an effect. I'm already seeing this year from the many stores that I'm working with, revenues are down because of what's going on. It's not just the war, it's the economy. There's problems going on, we've got tariffs, there's lots of things happening. It does have an effect. It's just adding to problems, and personally, I hope it gets resolved soon. I can't stand war, can't stand all this stuff. It's just, everyone just needs to chill out, really chill out. But yes, it will have an effect. It will cause problems, because people get scared, don't they? War creates fear, and fear makes people shrink inwards and not reach out so much, and reach out to their mouse and click on Etsy products to buy them. If you see what I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? Wonderful to have everyone here. We're over 70. Thank you everyone for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Here's another great question. Really good questions tonight. Really thought-provoking questions. I'm hoping this live is good. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if you're enjoying this live. Is it helpful? Is it informative? Do you like what I'm doing? Please tell me. And if I can improve, or you think of something you want to see in these lives that I'm not doing, just pop it in the comments. All the comments are there. I get to see them all. Even if I don't respond to everybody, I do look at them all. They all get answered in the end. That we've got people working on these comments after the lives. Everything gets answered in the end. Mizuki, I've seen sellers hit 10,000 plus sales with just 30 to 40 products. Yes, I don't see anyone in this niche succeeding through Pinterest or YouTube or TikTok. Those who try don't get sales. Yeah, so how are they growing? Yeah, look, as I've said, Pinterest is just a massive waste of time. I know there's 2 or 3 YouTubers that just go on and on about Pinterest. Please don't do it. It's garbage. It's a waste of time. You'll just waste your time. How are they growing? They are growing usually through advertising. Usually. So there's 2 things actually that are going on. Number 1, low competition. So they've either got low competition products, or their designs and or products are extremely high value. And they're using Etsy ads. That's one of the most common ways to do it. And often you see these stores with 10,000 sales, 20,000, 30,000 sales, 30, 40, 50 products. Usually they're using ads. Not always, but usually. And or external advertising as well. You wouldn't believe how many Etsy sellers use Facebook ads, Google ads, unbelievable. And, it's the worst thing you can do. It does inflate your sales numbers. It does do that. But it's, often you're not making any money because the amount you spent on advertising. And then, of course, you're losing visibility. So, yeah, it's usually ads and or high value, lower competition. That's usually the answer. Let's have a look. Oh, here's a nice question. Can we have 2 stores? Yeah, you can have as many as you want. You can technically have 100 stores if you can handle it. But every single store has to sell something different. Can't sell the same product. Be very careful with that. Other than that, yeah, of course you can. And if you've got time to do it, go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's keep going. Let's have a look. Yes, here we go. This is a 2-part question from Josie. She says, I've been running an EU-based silver religious jewelry shop for 6 years. Nice niche. Well done. Everything was going well until about 6 months ago. Yes, since the introduction of the customs duties, my sales to the American market have dropped by 30 to 40%. Yeah, they will. Additionally, the rising price of silver, yes, precious metal prices have gone up through the roof, haven't they? Has forced me to increase my product prices. What do you think could be the reason for such a significant drop? That's it. What you've just mentioned. Yeah, absolutely. That is the problem. Everyone's in the same boat, though. Everyone has tariffs. Everyone has precious metal price rises. And we've got to be smart. I'll tell you something, Josie, that might help you. Several sellers that I'm working with and have worked with recently are moving into alternative metals. So rather than silver and gold, they're looking at other metals too that are cheaper. So copper, steel, tungsten, things like that, right? Going deeper on the design, really good designs, but obviously cheaper metals. You could look at that if it fits your brand. I don't know, but I'm working with several sellers that are doing that, and that is working. Yeah, but you've kind of mentioned the reasons. Yeah. How do you recover them? Yeah, as I just said, look at new ways to provide, look at new ways to serve, provide value. Be interesting, be different. Look at different metals, look at different ways of doing things, look at different materials. Explore it that way. Look at personalization. I presume you're doing personalization. Everybody, personalization is like rocket fuel for your store. Doesn't matter what you sell. If you can personalize it, you'll make more money. It's as simple as that. Sarah, welcome. Hi, Nick, new student. Wonderful to have you here as in the live and as a new student in my academy. So real people do join my academy. Okay, these are real people. I've not asked them to say, well, I've asked people to say, look, if you're in my academy, say hello. But they're just telling you what they think, and everyone's having a really good time in the academy. So please join on the QR code up there if you haven't already. Please take advantage now. Sarah says, you say have some risk products in your store. Can that be something that does exist, but with a new spin, e.g. a greeting card unique in its construction subject? Yes, absolutely, Sarah. So when we talk about risk products and safe products, and guys, if you want to know more about that, that's in my academy. I teach this. One of many things you will learn in the academy that I don't teach on YouTube. Only 10% of what I teach is out there on YouTube. 90% is inside my academy. That's where the money is made. That's where the learning happens. That's what you pay me for, right? So risk products and safe products, you can learn more about these in my academy. Helps you make more money. QR codes there if you want to sign up to the academy. Yes, that sounds great, Sarah. I like that. Construction, interesting, really interesting. I look forward to seeing more about this. And subject, absolutely. You can have a construction that if you've got a construction of a car that's not been done before, it's automatically a risk product, right? If you pair that with a unique design, you've got a really, really strong product. Technically, doesn't mean it will sell, but technically that's a really strong product because no one else has done it. And if it makes sense, you've got to qualify these new ideas, construction and designs, right? Got to make sense. You've got to be able to say to yourself, would I buy it? And look at it objectively. Would someone else buy it? What are the reasons for buying it? Is it novelty? Is it function? Is it just something that nobody's ever done before that you've just happened to be first to that adds value? You've got to qualify it. Sounds good, though. I'm really intrigued by that. Vero, thank you from Miami. No problem at all. Welcome to everybody here. Lisa, yes, Lisa is in my academy, enjoying it so far, so helpful. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Let's have a look. This is a great question. This is a great question from, I'm going to go Mina Niwa. Mina? I'm going to go for that. I'm not sure. Could be Mina Niwa. I don't know. I'm going to go for Mina. Hi, Nick. Question. For Etsy SEO, what is the best tag strategy between broad keywords and more specific phrase tags? Okay, everybody listening, for Mina, please listen to this. In your SEO, for your titles and your tags, Etsy cross matches your keywords to the search query. There is no broad phrase exact. There is no such thing. Etsy matches to the customer search query, right? So listen to this. If someone types in sterling silver filigree necklace, right? And you've got a couple of those keywords in your title and a couple in the tags, you're all over the place, right? You've got the words are all over the place. They're not anything. They're just words in a title and tag set. but Etsy just picks them out and matches it. That becomes a long tail keyword, right? But Etsy does that lifting for you. You don't need to worry about any of this stuff. What you do need to worry about, title, fully describe the product with lots of different keywords. Use my Etsy SEO video on my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel, Etsy Consultant, just type that into YouTube. When you get there, just type in how to do Etsy SEO in 10 minutes in my search bar for my channel. Just watch the 2026 version of that video. It just explains everything. Etsy cross matches everything, right? If you've only got 2 keywords, silver necklace, it will just find those. Usually silver necklace will be right next to each other. That's just because they happen to be next to each other, right? You probably won't rank for it because you've got to make lots of sales to rank for a keyword like that. But Etsy just grabs the keywords for you. So I hope that makes sense. Everyone talking about, oh, you've got, there's people on YouTube saying, breaking your keywords and, is it broad? Is it exact match? It doesn't matter. Etsy does all that for you. Scorpio, good question. Simple question, but very powerful. Do physical products do better than digital files? Everything being equal, yes, they do. Yeah, if you're making decent physical products, pound for pound, you're going to do better. Absolutely, because usually the barrier to entry is higher. More effort has gone in, takes more time. So yeah, pound for pound, yeah, I would say they do. What have we got? Oh, yeah, Mina with an add-on. So Mina was asking this about SEO, which I just explained. And now Mina says, for example, women's t-shirt, is it better to use tags like women, girl, wife, or tags like women's shirt, girl's shirt, women's tee? Right. You just cram the words in, Mina. You don't need to make sense. Please watch my video. It will explain this to you. Your tags don't need to make sense. You just fit as many words into each tag as you can. Etsy does the matching. You don't do the matching. Etsy does the matching. You do the cramming, put as many keywords you can into each tag. They don't need to make sense. Etsy will match for you, right? So in your example, you would put girl, shirt, wife, right? Because that's 3 words in the 20 character boxes. Try and get 3 words in for each one if you can. Hope that makes sense. Okay, Lauren, what's Lauren saying? Good day to you, Lauren. Good to have you here. Still floating around 70 people. Wonderful to have everyone here tonight. Okay, Lauren's been on Etsy for 9 years, but is still struggling. Okay, I already understand a lot here. If a product has 10 sales but's been renewed 15 times, should I deactivate it? You've got bigger problems there, Lauren. Given the limited information I have, what you've told me tells me so much, but there's still a lot I don't know. No, you would probably leave that product in. Ordinarily, we would probably be removing it, but if you've been on Etsy for 9 years, but you're still struggling, there is a fundamental issue with your store. So the fundamental issue is product and or design. And if you want to work with me on that, please join my academy and I'll help you. You would be a great person with a store to have, so that I can help you. I'll dig you out of that hole. There will be crystal clear reasons as to why this is happening, and I can solve them for you. I'll help you with that. But yeah, given what you've told me, I would leave that product there because I just don't know what else is going on in the store. And guys, something in the academy that I want you all to know: when you become a full member, you get your own dedicated feedback and homework post on your store. So inside the academy, you get given homework and video feedback, right? There's so much value in that. Literally, you can take your store from one place to another in a few months with all the feedback and support that I give you. So maybe that work, maybe that sounds good to you, Lauren. I don't know, but I'd love to help you. QR code's there if you want to do it. And anyone who wants to join the academy, QR code is up there. Just to let you know, as always, whilst the live is on, 7-day free trial, and you get a free copy of my Etsy seller handbook, which people have said is quite good. So if you want to join, QR code's up there to join the academy. There's a video when you land on that page. Watch the video, find out if it's for you. 7 days free, no lose. You can't lose. What are you going to lose? Try it. Hopefully you like it. And the URL is there if you want to join. Just open a new browser window and sign up whilst you are here with everyone in this lovely live tonight. Let's have a look. Who else have we got? So many questions coming in now. Let's have a look. Tracy says, these chats are incredibly helpful and I really appreciate everything you do. I love this setup. Wonderful, Tracy. Thank you ever so much to let me know that this works for you. Thank you. Denise, very informative. Grateful for your advice. Thank you, Denise. And Angela, the live chats are great and all the different questions are helpful. Yeah, we've had some really good questions tonight, haven't we? Been a real different flavors going on, and that's really good, you know, to get different questions. And there's so many questions coming in, and I do try to pick the most interesting questions for everyone. Let's have a look. What have we got? Marjo says, sorry to go on, but you said there's easier things to create except for TV frame art. When I say easier, I don't mean easier as in it's easier to make them. I mean it's easier to make money, right? There's much easier things to do. Instagram templates. Get good at those. You'll make a boatload of sales. There you go. For anyone here that's thinking of opening a digital store, Instagram templates. If you're good and you actually create templates that people want, you can make decent sales. There you go. There's an example. Yes, AC says, does your course include one-on-one guidance? Yes, it does. Yep. This is what I've just explained. Once you become a full member of the Academy, you get your own dedicated forum space. It's called a community feedback post. In there, as soon as you're a member, a full member, we start work on your store. So I use the same 12-point system I've used for the last 10 years on thousands and thousands of stores. We use the same thing, personalized for your store. So you get feedback on your store, homework. So you listen to the feedback, you do the homework, you come back. Yep, Nick, I've done that. Okay, I check it. If there are things that still need to be done, I'll say, can you just do this and this? If it's okay, that gets completed and we move on to the next thing. Usually there's loads of stuff to do, loads of improvements to be made. So yeah, it is one-on-one guidance from me every single time. So yeah, feel free, try it for 7 days. Just be aware your feedback and everything only starts when you're a full member. I can't give it all away for free, but there's a ton of value in the Academy already. So please have a look, see if you like it. Let's have a look. Valentina's another one of my students. Lovely lady, Valentina. Welcome to you. Thank you for being here and watching this live. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. And Sarah says, thanks, Nick. Lots of new ideas to share with you. I'm fascinated, Sarah. Really am. Looking forward to it. Let's have a look. Interesting question from Soft Imprint. Hi, Nick. I've been struggling with visibility. My conversion rate is 19%, which is stratospheric. That's just ridiculously high. And I do have many returning customers. Yes, you would do with that conversion rate and over 100 listings. Okay. The last 3 months have been horrible despite the high percentage. In what way, Soft? In what way is it the sales have gone? What's been horrible there? I'll try and see. Can you answer that? And I'll try and remember to see it. My apologies if I don't, because I've got lots of questions in the queue, but I will try and look out for you. What's the problem there? Tell me what the problem is. I just want to know what the problem is. That's fascinating. That sounds really good to me. Tell me what the problem is. Yeah. Let's have a look. Recreate vintage home. I'm so glad I found you. I'm glad you found me. Absolutely. Started my shop last July. Well, it is a job, isn't it? And followed your advice. My shop did exactly what you said it would. Well, good. I'm very, very happy for you. I'm glad it did. Thank you for letting me know. Yes, Mina says, thank you so much. I think we complicate tags more than it is. Yeah, people make this so complicated. It's super simple. Etsy never, ever set out to make SEO this big mystery. When I talk about doing it in 10 minutes, it really is 10 minutes. 10 minutes a listing. And you only need to get it 70% right. Doesn't need to be perfect. The odd bit of repetition here and there, doesn't matter. Just get most of it good. Do it in 10 minutes once you've got your system locked down. Use my video for that. Good enough. That's absolutely fine. And Mina then says she watched the SEO tutorial, found it valuable. Yeah, thank you. For anyone that needs that, it's on my YouTube channel. Absolutely. Let's have a look. So Lee says, does the title need to make sense? Yes, Lee, it does. Yeah. So In that video, it explains you basically use descriptive keywords and anchor keywords. Descriptive keywords describe the item. Anchor keywords are what the item is. So you'll have 2 or 3, 4 words descriptive, then an anchor like sterling, silver, filigree, all descriptive. Last word, necklace, anchor. So it's descriptive, 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 anchor. Sterling, silver, filigree, necklace. Descriptive, 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 anchor. You see? That's how it works. And the video will teach you all that. Let's have a look. LM Becker says, I did a tag today that was brother, uncle, gift. Yeah, great. If it fits, great. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the order, you know? All good. Mina says, thanks, Nick. You're the only consultant I enjoy watching. Greetings from Germany. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, Dale is another member of the Academy. Joined a couple of days ago. Learned so much already. Yes, wonderful. Thank you for letting myself know and everybody know. Absolutely. Here's a good question. Lee says, yeah, thank you for this question. This is something that affects everybody. Honestly, in the Academy at the moment, I'm working with probably 15 to 20 stores, all with photograph problems, issues with photography. Struggling to take decent pictures. It's an art of its own. Yes, it is. This creates more work than making the actual product itself. Yes, it does. Any tips for this? Is it just practice? Yes, it is practice, but it's also getting the fundamentals right. And remember, when you're taking your pictures, the customer can't hold the product, right? Give value through your pictures. Lots of even light, no sunlight, no shadows, product front and center, minimal props around, well lit, and show the product in use. And to do it, just use a phone, right? You know, any phone in the last 5 years will do the job beautifully, right? Show the product in use. Walk the customer through the product as if you were stood with them in a sales room, right? Show them the value. That's what you do with your photography. And it is practice. And you've got to get the basics right with your lighting, though. No shadows, no sunlight, horrible stuff like that. Set the context up. Make it look nice, you know. Take time. Literally, photography is conversion rate. It's literally conversion rate. So it's, you know, you need to spend some time on that. Maybe join the Academy, Lee. I can help you. I'd be more than happy to help you if you want to do that. Frog Whistle says, is there a software program for the monthly call? Okay, so if you want to join the Academy, there is a free monthly Q&A call with me in there every month, right? And, you know, we go into detail. It's much more in depth than it is here in these YouTube lives. It's all inside the Academy. It's all in there. You don't have to do anything. You just literally join and click join when the live is on. And you just get taken straight into it. You don't need to do anything. There's no Zoom. There's no software. It's just right there. All easy for you. And all the lives are recorded. So once you're in the Academy, you can watch the lives. You can go back over them and just learn so much. Yeah, it's all directly accessed in there. Very straightforward. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, Soft Imprint says, I sell tarot readings. Competition is brutal. Yes, it is. There are lots of people doing tarot. There's lots of money to be made, but lots of people are doing it. Other shops have hundreds of sales a day. I get 10 to 15 visits a day. My videos have helped immensely, but things have not been good lately. Yeah, you've just got to keep pushing the listings. Think of new angles, new ways to bring value in tarot, new things that other people haven't thought of. You know, try and find an angle, and then you will make more sales. And obviously have as many listings as you can. This is an interesting question from Tom. As a print-on-demand seller, do delayed shipping times affect how well your listings rank? Okay, so not directly, no, but of course indirectly, well, maybe yes, right? So if someone sees you with shipping time of, I don't know, 5 to 7 days or 7 to 10 days, whatever it is, but then someone else is shipping out next day or 1 to 3 days or whatever, yeah, it will indirectly. But as a ranking mechanism, no, it doesn't. Let's have a look. A little comment here from Lanny. 3 months on Etsy, 47 listings, 39 sales. Okay, good. Web design, yeah, web design is always good. Great niche to be in. I can only create 1 design a week. No, that's fine, Lanny. I work with website designers all the time, and their stores are smaller because it takes so long to create the templates. Yeah, you've just got to do what you can, but it's if you can get help to create them, if you can get that store up to 100 listings, you'll be making boatloads of sales. I promise you. Website templates are brilliant space to be in. You just got to try and do your best. I know it's really tough. I totally understand. Everybody, last call. It is the last call for my academy. Please, if you've thought about joining my academy, now is the time. QR code is there. URL is right there. Just open up a new browser window and type that in. It is a 7-day free trial to my academy where you can learn with myself, my team, and lots of other students how to learn this 12-point audit system that I've been teaching for the last 10 years. It's how I get the results I get. Once you're a full member, you get dedicated feedback and homework for your store. Nobody else does this. No one but me does this level of work with you. And I would love to have you in the academy. And the free trial is on right now as this live is on. We're already past time, but I'm still here. It's 11 o'clock at night in Cyprus. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's really late. I think I'm starting to look a bit tired now. Whilst this live is on, you can grab a copy of my Real Etsy Seller Handbook as well when you join. So please join. QR code is there and the URL is there. Let's see. Should we do one more comment? Okay, let's end with something nice. Just a really nice comment. Heritos. Hey, Nick, after 45 days and 45 listings, brilliant. One a day, guys. I finally got my first sale over the weekend on my 3D print store. Love your advice, and it truly works. Amazing. Good for sticking at one listing a day. That's excellent. And that's what you need to be doing. You know, just be slow and consistent. It works, guys. It works. Okay, please join the academy if you haven't already. The live giveaway with the free Etsy Seller Handbook is on whilst I'm here for a couple more minutes. Lynn says she just joined. She got in. Lynn just squeezed in for the academy. Wonderful to have you. Last chance up there. If you want to join, QR code is there. Thank you, everyone, for being here for this live. It has absolutely flown by, hasn't it, guys? That's just 1 minute. It was 10 o'clock, and now it's 11 o'clock. Lovely to have you all here. I will do another live as soon as we can. I might do a different time again so that I can get these lives out to different people. But thank you ever so much, each and every one of you, for joining this live. The QR code is there to join the academy. You can join at any time. We'll welcome you all in there afterwards. Thank you, everyone. Have a prosperous rest of week, and I will catch you soon. Good night.